Hey everyone, welcome to the finishing workout number 2. I would encourage you to check out finishing workout number 1. I don't think this one's any harder by any means, but just some different material, more material. I think for this one, it's important to ask the why, like when would you use these particular situations. I'll try to talk through them as I voice this over, but the footwork is really, really important. So take it slow, then start to get faster and faster so that you can add a lot of things to your bag. Another thing I want to add to these workouts is these are pretty long and there's a lot of complicated material. So don't try to master all of these in one sitting. Pick a couple of these videos for the workout and try to master a couple at a time. That'll make it a lot easier for you. The first one we're going to do here is a veer finish. The footwork kind of looks like a Euro step, but instead like a Euro step, you're stepping away from your defender. When you do a veer finish, you're actually going to take a step into your defender. It's actually good to initiate contact so that you can prepare your body and the ball to where you want to release it and finish. Finishing through contact is so important. Don't be afraid to initiate the contact. It's going to be better than them contacting you. This way you won't get blocked. You block off your defender here. I release the ball away from my body. These are going to be two different drills that you can use just for practicing one-hand pickups. We're going to do more examples when we use some cones and stuff, but we really want to emphasize when you are making contact with a defender, or if you get by to a defender, you want to swipe away your defender's hands, or if you initiate contact, you can always use your arm and your hand to shield the defender. So just knowing that you might only have one hand available to pick up the ball from your dribble. So these two drills, we're just really working on, using one hand to pick up the ball and then finishing from that hand. I can't emphasize enough that as you advance in basketball, you're not always going to be able to do a regular or typical two-hand layup. So just practicing these one-handed finishes. Try some of these drills here; they're good. So like I said before, we're going to add some cones here. One, so you get low on your drive, but then also working on those one-handed pickups and finishes. We're going to be working on some reverses. You are going to be doing 20 total. It's important to practice reverses from both underneath and over the top. So in my first video here, I go down to get the cone and I go from underneath. This would be good to do if your defender's kind of toward your left. This time I go over the top and kind of use an outside finish. Keep in mind when you're doing reverse-handed layups, you're using the basket and your body to shield you from the defender to give you the best chance of not getting blocked and to finish. So make sure that both ways you practice going over the top and underneath with your finishes here. This is going to be another example of a reverse. This time we're going to change the pace a little bit. So as you're going to see in the video example, once you get by a defender, you get to determine the tempo and you can use your body to shield off the defender or almost put your defender in jail. What I mean by this is if you get by the defender, you can stop and you can either one, the defender will run into for a foul, or you can kind of use it just to gather yourself and then you can go up for a finish at your pace. So in this video here, you can see that he's going to stop or go slow and then he's going to go up for his finish. We're going to work on our scoop finishes. All of these kind of correlate together. In the last example, you changed your tempo up to shield your defender off that's behind you. A scoop finish would be another example to use if someone's behind you and you don't want them to, if you want to get your shot off quick and you want to release it in front of you so the defender has no chance of blocking it. So you could always practice these with a change of pace too to put your defender in jail. But if you watch, let's say I got my defender, I'm just going to release it way out in front of me so that you get it off really quick and also that they have no chance of blocking you if they were from behind, just because of how and where you release the ball from. Next one's going to be a hook finish. This one would be if your defender was on the inside of you or on your left hip if you're driving right. You would want to release the ball out away from your body to the right just so that you can get it off. The point of all of these is that you should be able to, release the ball at any angle and still feel comfortable finishing and making it. So you need to practice finishing from all different angles, away from your body, close to your body, etc. That so that you're always able to finish in any situation in a game. The next one is going to be a pro hop. We had an example of this in the first video, but this one can be used for a few different reasons. A pro hop could be one used as a more steady way of a euro. So if someone tried to cut you off on a fast break, for example, and went across your body, you could hop away from them, protect the ball toward the hoop, and still be in a jump stop. Or another example of this could be used as a more controlled veer option, where instead of going like 1-2 and veering into your defender, you can hop into them and then you can body finish through some contact. This is going to be a tricky one. This is going to be a swing finish. Hopefully you watched the first video in which we talked about a swing step. This is going to be the same thing, except you're not changing direction so much. Your shoulders are squared toward the hoop, but you're going to have to plant off of that left foot so that you can quickly change directions if someone tries to cut you off. Here he plants, and then it's a 1-2, and he gets all the way to the right side of the basket to finish. Here, hopefully the slow motion helps you a little bit, but he drives. He plants off that left, keeps the ball low beneath his defender, 1-2 into a right-handed finish. The next one's going to be a spin to a finish. This one's really complicated too. It's a basic move, but it's really hard to master. I think the reason why so many people struggle with it is one, they don't spin fast enough, which obviously takes a lot of time and practice. Two, they change hands too quickly when they spin. You should actually keep the ball near your stomach where it's protected, as opposed to switching hands right when you spin with it. And then the third thing is when you spin, you should land in like a 1-2 hop. And if you do it right, both of your feet should actually be off the ground at one point, which seems a little odd. But at one point in the spin, hopefully you can see here, both of my feet are actually off the ground, and I land in a 1-2 hop. So I plant, and then I hop quickly, keep the ball protected. I know it's tough. Try your best. Well, if you've thought all of these have been easy so far, hopefully we can provide you with a challenge here to end. It's called like a Jamal Crawford, or sometimes it's called the shake and bake. It's a really complicated move. Sometimes he does it right in front, or he did do it right in front, or sometimes he actually went behind the back. This is just one that's kind of fun to try, so go ahead, do your best, but you go between the legs, and you're going to plant off of that left foot, and you're going to pro hop back to the right. So when you go between the legs, you're baiting your defender to the left here, and you plant off that left into a pro hop and finish.